So what is a stomach ulcer? It's basically a breakdown of the tissues. Now let me give you a scenario here. It was probably about maybe 20 years ago, a couple of Australian doctors in Western Australia discovered that Helicobacter pylori caused stomach ulcers. You've heard of that theory. They even put Helicobacter pylori bacteria into some people's stomach and got stomach ulcers. So we had a man do our program from South Africa, and he and his wife came. He was not interested in being at our retreat, but his wife had paid the full amount, so he came. I said to him, "Do you drink water?" "Yeah, 2 litres a day." I said, "Do you want any medication?" He said, "Yes, I'm on a different antibiotic every month to kill the Helicobacter pylori in my stomach because I have had stomach problems for 25 years. How long have you been on this program?" He said, 4 months. And guess what? It's still there, and he's still got the stomach pain.
Have you ever wondered about the effects of fizzy drink consumption on health? Do they only contain high amounts of sugar, or are they healthy for us in any possible way? From these drinks to juices, healthy protein solutions, and natural nectars of various fruits, this list of beverages influenced by the opinions of scientists and experts seems endless. With so many and often differing opinions on diet, it can be difficult to decide what to consume. So, out of all the above, which simple drink are we missing in our daily consumption? How does this one drink bring amazing changes to our bodies? What does this miracle solution do to our bodies? Let's dive into the details. The shocking diagnosis. Almost 41 years ago, 2 doctors from Western Australia made a remarkable discovery. The bacterium Helicobacter pylori causes stomach ulcers. This bacterium breaks down the tissues at the lining of the stomach, causing damage. The gastric fluid that causes pain then comes into contact with the wound left behind by the damaged tissues. Barbara O'Neill, being an advocate of natural remedies and a believer in the body's healing capabilities, has conducted remarkable research and study on the cure of stomach ulcers. With her years of work in herbal medicine, she has not only addressed ulcers, but has also made other major diagnoses and provided remedies for diseases such as cancer, gut health issues, hair problems, and immune system support.
And it can bring feeling into feet that nothing else will do. Remember what cayenne pepper does? What I like to do is I like to understand what the actives are in the herb, and then you know to apply it. And its number one most important active is it moves blood. So it's going to pull blood to the area when you've got that on the bottom of the feet. So when you take it off in the morning, you just wipe it with a wet washer.
Once, a man from South Africa joined Barbara O'Neill's program, which was focused on the study of treating stomach ulcers. He was reluctant initially, but his wife fully paid for the program on behalf of her husband. Seemingly about 55 to 57 years of age, the patient was disengaged initially and did not respond properly to Barbara's questions. For him, it was just another program in his 25-year-long painful suffering from stomach ulcers. When he was asked about his water intake, he mentioned he usually drinks about 2 liters of water a day. He also revealed that he had been using a different antibiotic every month to get rid of Helicobacter pylori in his stomach, from which he had been suffering for the last 25 years of his life. Despite being on that medication for the past 4 months, he did not observe any improvement in his stomach, nor was he relieved from the pain. The bacterium and the pain were persistent. After listening to Barbara's lecture, in which she emphasized the body's natural ability to heal itself and the importance of strengthening this process, the patient and his wife approached Barbara. As mentioned, they both were on medication, but the solution that Barbara suggested resonated with them. The man expressed his interest and agreed to try Barbara's new approach. Through all the previous traditional and modern medicine treatments, Barbara's advice made more sense to the patient, as all others had failed to cure his stomach ulcers. He was advised to use herbs instead of current medications, as they had not proven effective for him. Barbara suggested the herb Slippery Elm, which is rich in soothing properties for gut healing as well. What happened to him will surprise you as we go through the video. The surprising culprit. Dehydration can lead to multiple issues in the body, as suggested by Barbara. Our body struggles significantly to maintain basic functions without adequate amounts of water. Now, to put a full stop to all the myths regarding the causes of ulcers, it is dehydration that primarily causes them. As you see, one of the first places from which water is taken from our body during dehydration is the lining of the stomach. This water shortage in the stomach can lead to a very thin stomach lining in dehydrated individuals, which, as a result, leads to the weakening of stomach tissues.
But one of the first places that water is taken from in dehydration is the lining of the stomach. And so when someone is dehydrated, they can have a very thin stomach lining.
As mentioned by Barbara, the weakening of the stomach lining leads to insufficient amounts of sodium bicarbonate, which usually protects it from the corrosive effect of stomach acid. Without this layer, the acid in the stomach can start eroding the lining, leading to damage to the tissues. This all prompts the body's microorganisms to change their roles and become cleanup agents.
And when there's a very thin stomach lining, there's no sodium bicarbonate in there, and so the stomach acid can easily start to eat its way through.
These microorganisms in the stomach include Helicobacter pylori, which is commonly referred to as the cause of stomach ulcers. However, Barbara emphasizes that the common cause of stomach ulcers is dehydration, and the bacteria are part of the process in the development of that ulcer. When the lining in the stomach is compromised due to dehydration, it becomes susceptible to damage, leading to overgrowth of Helicobacter pylori as they try to clean up the damaged tissue. Dehydration affects the lining and influences digestion and nutrient absorption in the body, causing a rise in other health complications. Exposed. Barbara places great importance on drinking adequate water and suggests that the best time to consume water is between meals. Having water while eating is harmful to digestion and gut health as it dilutes stomach acid, which is essential for breaking down proteins effectively. Without a proper acidic environment in the stomach, the meal will take much more time to break down, impairing the routine of the stomach, leading to more conditions associated with gut health, and, in some scenarios, causing food poisoning and ulcers. The miracle solution revealed. The miracle solution that we have been talking about is water. As with its role in preventing various health conditions, it is the only solution that the human body requires to survive. All the other drinks we discussed at the start have no place in our body. According to Barbara, to maintain an effective acidic environment in the stomach, it is suggested that we should stop drinking water half an hour before the meal to ensure that stomach acid stays strong to perform its digestive functions. Barbara recommends resuming water intake, if required, 1.5 to 2 hours after the meal.
We should stop drinking half an hour before a meal and resume drinking about an hour and a half after a meal. That is ideal. Now, if someone's thirsty after the meal, by all means have a mouthful.
The science behind the miracle. Eating in a well-hydrated state will help you avoid the need for water during meals. This technique helps achieve an optimum acidic state within the stomach for proper digestion. The hungry feeling after 2 hours of eating is just the need for water, as the body cannot distinguish between hunger and thirst. Barbara advises that if you feel hungry just after a meal, try drinking a glass of water before taking the meal. If someone feels thirsty after having a meal, drinking a small amount of water to quench the thirst would not do any harm, as this small amount will not dilute the acidic fluid. But the best practice is to start the meal in a well-hydrated state, to avoid any issues in the later stage. This timing of drinking water is crucial, as the science behind it has been explained. This proper hydration at proper timings is best to cure stomach ulcers, as it removes the root cause of the ulcer problem, which is dehydration, a factor that no antibiotic can address. By managing the hydration process at optimal times, you can support and strengthen your digestion and overall stomach and gut health, as it helps the stomach lining and avoids the erosion of tissues. Bonus tip. Barbara O'Neill has also emphasized the versatile benefits of the slippery elm, the herb that she gave to the South African man suffering from a stomach ulcer for 25 years. The slippery elm can be used both internally and externally due to its astonishing healing properties. When it is mixed with water, it converts into a jelly-like substance, similar to slime. This characteristic is what makes it so soothing in its form and protects various body parts through its effects.
Slippery elm can be used externally as a drawer, and it can be used internally. It goes like a soft jelly when you put it with water. It almost is a bit like, dare I say, mucus.
When taken orally, slippery elm soothes and coats the entire gastrointestinal tract, including the stomach lining. It is particularly effective in alleviating a sore throat and the pain resulting from a stomach ulcer. For patients with stomach ulcers, Slippery Elm can be used as a powerful natural remedy, as it promotes healing, helps to manage the overgrowth of Helicobacter pylori, and rapidly reduces the pain and discomfort caused by ulcers.
So when you take it by mouth, it coats and soothes the whole of the gastrointestinal tract. It'll soothe a sore throat. It'll soothe ulcerated esophagus.
Barbara emphasizes that Slippery Elm's soothing properties extend beyond the stomach into the digestive system, reaching the small intestine and colon. This makes it an effective remedy for conditions like Crohn's disease and irritable bowel syndrome. The herbal properties of Slippery Elm act as a gentle stimulant, supporting the healing process of the body from the throat to the end of the gastrointestinal tract.
It will heal a stomach ulcer. Let's go further down into the small intestine and into the colon. It'll heal Crohn's disease, it'll heal irritable bowel.
Furthermore, this versatile herb can also be used externally as a drawing agent to soothe and heal irritation from wounds, burns, and skin issues. It is also helpful in reducing inflammation due to its soothing properties and promotes healing when applied to the skin. As emphasized by Barbara, the multifaceted usage of Slippery Elm makes it a valuable addition to any natural remedy, especially for those dealing with gastrointestinal issues. Through its soothing, protective, and stimulating healing properties, it can support overall digestive health and provide relief from stomach ulcers and a range of other ailments.
I have to tell you the story of Roy because this is quite remarkable. He had a very sore stomach. He said, "I've tried everything to heal my stomach and nothing helps." He said, "I went to the doctor and they gave me Nexium to slow down the stomach acid." He said it didn't help, so then they sent me to the psychiatrist. So I said, "Stay there." I mixed up some Slippery Elm with water. I said, "Take this." He said, "Oh, that's taken the pain out somewhat."
The incredible results. Now, coming back to our surprise in the video, Barbara healed the patient with his wife from South Africa. After learning all the benefits of Slippery Elm, you must have realized how. So, 2 days later, when that person, after consuming the Slippery Elm for the first time, came back to Barbara, he was amazed. With relief, he shared his experience that, for the first time in 25 years, he felt no pain and discomfort in his stomach. It felt like the first dose of Slippery Elm had taken away all of his pain. Now, the patient, who was initially reluctant because he had tried everything to get rid of the ulcer and pain, has finally found something to believe in. This dramatic improvement highlights the importance of natural remedies and the body's capacity to heal itself when given the right support, even when all the modern treatments had failed. The Slippery Elm not only soothed the lining of his stomach, but also began the healing process that antibiotics had failed to initiate. The experience of this patient underscores the value of considering treatment through natural resources around us instead of ineffective methods. The rapid results experienced by the man can be attributed to the various properties of Slippery Elm. With its soothing, protective, and healing qualities, it may have rapidly acted on the damaged portion of his stomach, filling the area of broken tissues with its coating abilities.
Every day I gave him a big teaspoon of Slippery Elm in a big cup of water. Have to mix it quickly and throw it down because it can go quite thick, and some people are a bit challenged by the thickness of it. But just imagine what that's doing inside.
Its anti-inflammatory and natural healing properties may have also acted upon the bacteria in the damaged portion of the stomach to provide him relief from the persistent pain. Beyond ulcers. According to Barbara, proper hydration is essential for overall health and has various long-term benefits beyond quenching our thirst. Adequate water intake improves digestive health significantly and also addresses various other health issues. Hydration plays a crucial role in maintaining the healthy lining of the stomach, ensuring that it remains thick and protective. This thickness in the lining eliminates the risk of damage due to acidic fluid, completely preventing the development of ulcers in the stomach. Moreover, water also supports the digestive process by facilitating the function of enzymes and digestive juices, which helps in breaking down meals and reduces the risks of conditions like bloating and constipation. Hydration at the proper time ensures the absorption of nutrients in the body by the intestines, helps remove harmful waste, and assists in the utilization of vitamins and minerals from food. Water is also useful in soothing irritated tissues throughout the gastrointestinal tract, alleviating symptoms of conditions like acid reflux, gastritis, and inflammatory bowel diseases. Barbara highlights that hydration is not just about drinking large amounts of water, but also about timing it optimally.
We should stop drinking half an hour before the meal, and that means that we've got a nice acid environment, and then resume drinking 1.5 hours to 2 hours after the meal.
For example, drinking water between meals instead of with meals prevents acid dilution, which is essential for effective digestion. Proper hydration also helps the body manage stress and inflammation, further contributing to overall health. She encourages viewers to reassess their water consumption habits, noting that many people may not fully understand the importance of optimal hydration for their health. If you have come this far, be sure to check out other videos on the channel.